Hello, and today we're going to talk about a brand new overhauled section of ezfocus called the My Products Listed version 2. As part of our development plan for 2022, our 10th year in business, we've upgraded this module to give our clients much better visibility to channels across Canada where the data is not populated from the liquor board or jurisdiction, as well as control over things like merchandising and A&P. So, how do I find this module? Well, the first thing that we're going to want to do is pull up a province and find an account. So let's find an account here in the province of Nova Scotia. Any old account will do. It could be a retail account or it can be an on-premise account like it is in this case. And then where the My Products Listed 1 tab used to be, there's going to be the new version here. My Products Listed is a dynamic table that allows you to add information automatically or manually. So if you're talking about a retail channel and the data is coming from the liquor board or jurisdiction, then things like the volume in this area will be pre-populated for you. Otherwise, if this is a channel like this one here, the on-premise channel in Nova Scotia, where the data is not published from the liquor board, you and your users will have the opportunity to control and quantify this account's importance to your overall business manually. So how do I do this? First thing I want to do is add a product. So if my products from 2021 have come forward, the first thing to check is that I'm operating in 2022 and make a save on that preference. And then the next thing I'm going to want to do is add the product that I'm talking about today. So I'm going to add a Santa Margarita SKU here. I'm going to add the Prosecco. After I choose the product I want, I hit Add Product, and it is added to my list of listed products. The same way it's very easy to add a product to an account, it's also very easy to nominate if a product is being discontinued by that account. All you need to do to delist a product, and that's one of the ones that is being carried by yourself or one of your competitors, is hit the edit button, untick that it's actually being listed currently, and save. When you refresh, you'll see that the system creates a third bucket for all products, yours and competitors, that are no longer listed at that account. As you can see, you also have the opportunity to add competitive products, which becomes very handy if you're in an on-premise account and you sit down and add the products that you see on the menu, and you can look at things like gaps in price points or gaps in category and see what types of opportunities you have on that menu. One of the things that we've incorporated into this table, because it has so many columns and things, is a new piece of technology which is called parent columns. So, when you see a block of columns like this, separated by two lines, you can, which represent columns in the table, like this listed one does here, you can uncheck and check columns to add them as you may have done in other tables in ezfocus before, or if you uncheck the parent, it will remove the entire set from your table. It makes it a little bit easier to navigate in the web. My best advice is to build two templates. If you're not familiar with template management, there's another video on that, but you can configure the table a certain way, and then you can save that exact configuration into a template where you can pull it up in one click next time. So my best advice is to create a retail template and an on-premise template for your My Products Listed views. This is an on-premise one, so we're going to do that first. In an on-premise view, I'd like to see things like the critical product information. I don't need to see the product type. I know it's a general listing, I can untick that, but product type is going to be very useful for things like direct delivery or consignment or importation privée products in other markets. I don't need any of the category information. I'll leave the brand family on for now. And this is an on-premise one, so I'm going to leave the listed date on, and I'll just turn the other ones off. How long has this product been in the account? I'm in Q1 of 2022 right now, so I really only need the Q1 column, and then I'm going to use my A&P calculator over here on Q1 as well. Below here, I'm going to turn on my on-premise merchandising column. So I'm going to use things like, have I got it listed by the glass or by the bottle? Is there a back bar feature? Am I on the menu? Is this a conference or a banquet hall? Those kinds of things. And I'll leave the other ones for retail. I'll turn that off at the bottom. After I've got all the columns I want for my on-premise view, all I do is hit the Save Content button, and I call this my OP template. Template management is extremely useful because if I build an OP template and I'm a little bit more tech savvy than some of my colleagues, I can actually go back to where I made this template and I can share my template with other users in the same province as me. One team, one dream. So now that I've got things configured for my table, what I want to do is look at my business in this account. As you'll see, if you want to make changes to things like check marks or input volume or anything like that, there's a column on the right hand side. You just hit edit and say, okay, this account has bought 24 bottles and they get a case rate of $9 a case. Save, refresh. After the refresh, the system calculates your A&P for you and Bob's your uncle. One of the benefits of all of this is that as you do this, all of this information gets fed into a back-of-house summary file that your team can provide you and help you look at totals of brand families or territories or even provinces for purposes of keeping track of what types of things are going on in the market. I have it by the glass, I have it by the bottle, I have a menu feature, that kind of thing. Save, refresh. When it comes to my retail template is going to offer me a few different things. So if I wanted a retail template, I would probably keep the same information. I would keep my listing date, and if I'm in a wholesale market, I might include the last purchase date or the last wholesale purchase date. Still in Q1 of 2022, but I can add different quarters as I go throughout the year. Sometimes you probably may or may not need the A&P calculator for your retail accounts unless it's in some of the private markets. Here is a great one. This is a volume forecaster, so I can indicate what the total volume expectations of this retail account were last year versus this year. I can turn on my retail merchandising one that offers me the ability to indicate if I have a standing display or a deal or a fridge spot, that kind of thing. The ones that I keep all year round and aren't paid programming that rotate, that kind of thing. And this is extremely handy for any of those really big AA competitive retail accounts. This is the bin capacity column block. This is where you can do things like indicate in a retail account that I have something like 4 facings on the second shelf, which means that I have 2 cases, 24 bottles of bin capacity, of carrying capacity of that product. It really helps you understand what your potential sales are for that spot on the shelf and keep track of it if it's a highly competitive retail account. Now that I've chosen all of my retail configurations, this one here is, I think, for Quebec only. I'm going to keep those on at the bottom. Then I'm going to save a new template. I'm going to save my retail template. Perfect. Final thought about the My Products Listed tab is about the measures. As you'll notice, the default measure is units or bottles, and it also includes the word edit mode. What does this mean? Well, this means that whenever you're making edits to the My Products Listed table, particularly things like inputting volume, it's very important to be in edit mode. You want to be making these edits and inputs in units, and the system will automatically convert it to cases, dollars, or 9-liter cases based on the pack sizes for you. But you always want to be making your inputs in units. If there are any questions, please reach out and enjoy the new module.